Good afternoon, everybody. This is a bit of an impromptu podcast on a Saturday afternoon after the first wave of matches have been completed. And what can I say? It's been disappointing for many, or for most, and jubilations for Harry Kane owners. So, Steve-O, how's it going for you?
Well, like you just said, it's a bit of an impromptu. It's a bit of an experiment, isn't it, Jason, where we've just decided, because the majority of games are being played today, and in a few minutes' time it's going to be the Chelsea-Liverpool game where a lot of our players are going to be involved. We thought we'd just basically do a live look at what's happening with the league as it stands right now and the bonus points. So it looks like, admittedly, you've got a very low score at the moment of 39, but including bonus points, you'll probably go up to 44 due to the fact that Aguero looks like he's going to get a minimum of 1, so double that with 2.
Patricio is going to get bonus 1.
Yeah, you're going to get Trippier. He's going to get 2 as well. But, yeah, you're going to remain top, obviously, on 493. Now, Ben Towler, this is the biggish mover in our league. Well, certainly in the top 4. He's going to cut the lead down to 19 points as it stands as of now. So at the moment, he's on officially 41 points, but including bonus points, which will be 5 in total, he'll be up to 47. So you're on 493 points overall. Ben will be on 474. Myself, I'll be on 473. The biggest loser so far is Connor Lee with an incredible lowly score, but there's a reason why. He's only got 22, but including bonus points, he's probably going to go up to 24. He'll end up on 445. But the big mover, you mentioned Harry Kane there. Now, when I was doing the team preview this morning, I was thinking, Christ, Harry Kane, that's the guy which me and Jason were mainly worried about. And surprise, surprise, he turned up gold. Did Cy Bellamy, the one person that likes... He didn't captain him.
I phoned Pete Smith this morning. Basically, guys, I had a message this morning from Steve-O. He fancied doing a podcast. It sounded like a good idea. And then I rang Pete Smith. And I was having a little chat about David Silva and how I was really worried that he wasn't going to start. We all know how that went. And he was at Simon's house, Simon Bellamy's. And I managed to talk to Simon by proxy of Pete. And I was saying to him, Si, you've got to captain Harry Kane. You know, if you've got him in your team, you've got to captain him. And he was like, no, I'm going to play it safe. He was concerned of that because of Eriksen being out and Ali being out. He was concerned that Harry Kane wouldn't get the assist chances that they would with having them in. So, and I was just saying, no. Everything goes through Harry Kane in that team. And he's on penalties. Funny enough, he's on penalties. So, yeah, I was very surprised. And he did say to me he had no plan to captain Kane. But I did say if it was me, I would captain Kane. And I was seriously surprised that he didn't. But having that a massive differential and being maverick, he triple captained Aguero a few game weeks back. So it showed that he was willing to take risks.
What I don't understand is that for the last 2 podcasts, we've been talking about size rise, along with Terry Roos. And ironically, Terry Roos has had a terrible game week, only 29, but it looks like with bonus points he'll get up to 31. But Sai, he's on 433 points. He will be after bonus. He got a total of 8 mainly because of Kane. And he'll be on 443, 2 points behind 4th spot Connor Lee. But now this is the big thing. Connor Lee has Alonso, Robertson, Salah, Mane playing in this game, so he's back in Liverpool to do well. Also on Monday, he's got Crystal Palace assets in Mr. AWB, which is Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Zaha. Now, looking at the teams around us, now it looks like I'm guaranteed to end up 3rd due to the simple fact that Ben Towler has 2 differentials ahead of me, which is Mane and Zaha.
Yeah.
You have Fraser as a differential ahead over me.
And Salah.
And who, sorry?
Hang on, you got Salah, haven't you?
I haven't got Salah. No.
So differential over you. Yeah, over you. I've got
Yeah,
Salah.
differential. It's only Fraser, but yeah. Oh, sorry, and Salah. Yes, my apologies.
Yeah.
So I've got it written here. Terry. Now Terry's got Salah as captain, which I was speaking with Dan on the voice message earlier, and it's players like Terry who are rising, where they've gone and taken a major differential in a captain in Salah, and I'm thinking, what does he know? What does he know? Now, admittedly, this weekend I think that it's a bit of a punt. And I think Kane was the major differential captain choice. I'm still bewildered that Sai didn't do this, because if he had done, he would have been guaranteed in the top 4 now. I'm
glad he didn't listen to me. I told him, I messaged him. He was messaging me via Facebook throughout the games, and I was saying, I'm really glad you didn't listen to my advice and captain Kane, because he would be in top 4 now.
With the results today, are you disappointed with any players? Now, in my case, I'm extremely disappointed in Moray and Richarlison. They're the 2 players where I'm like, your teams have scored 2 goals and 3 goals respectively. You've got nothing. For me, personally, that sets alarm bells off. What about yourself, Jason?
Well, I'll have to start off with Mitrovic, really. He was pretty absent that game. For somebody that's been so bright and so promising so far this season, can't say he looked that threatening at all against an Everton team, which aren't known for being great at defending. I'm disappointed, obviously, with David Silva. With the minutes that he played, I would have expected him to possibly be more involved with the goals. He actually assisted Sterling, I believe. If I might be mistaken, but I think he assisted Sterling's original assist. So, anyway, I think he was involved in the first goal. He was the assist of the assister. Other than them 2, I mean, we've got Patricio in goal with 8 points, with that bonus obviously being added. Trippier, happy with him. I'm really ecstatic that I did the Mendy to Trippier. It's pretty much everyone's choice of transfer. But the Mendy to Doherty transfers, that I know a lot of people did Mendy to Doherty, they'll be loving life at the moment. With my players, David Silva and Mitrovic are the only disappointments so far. I've still got 6 to play. I'm hoping for a Bournemouth, a great attacking display by Bournemouth on Monday night with Fraser and Wilson. A lot of people got Wilson, so it's not too much of a differential. But Fraser, hopefully, and also we touched on it, Mo Salah. I'm hoping that he does something against an attacking Chelsea. With Rudiger injured, and is Rudiger playing? I haven't seen the lineups actually.
I have checked the lineup, but I didn't actually make note of Rudiger, the Chelsea lineup. I just instantly looked at Alonso and Hazard.
What do you think of Richarlison then? What's your thoughts on Richarlison?
Well, obviously, I don't get the opportunity to watch the game like yourself, but I just simply base everything on goals scored and assisted. My life is just taken over like fantasy football. I just see points on players, and just the simple fact. I mean, he didn't even play up front. He was actually on the left wing. It was Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, and
obviously Walcott came back to troll everybody.
And it's one of those where, any player where you brought him in, and there's a reason why you brought him in, which is because they're a goal scorer or an assist maker. Certainly in Richarlison's case, the goal scorer, and 3 goals, he gets nothing. Alarm bells start to ring. Lucas Moura, for me, I said to you already last week that I was planning on doing a potential 8-point here. Obviously, I haven't done this. Next week, I'm definitely doing a -4. However, the real downside to this, and I'm really angry at myself, is that I completely forgot about the Champions League. And I'm going to have to wait till next week, Thursday, to make my transfers now. Probably going to lose out, depending on how brave I feel, losing out on 0.1 on Mendy, because he's got to go. He's got to leave my team to fulfill the Salah move. However, this is the question. With Kane scoring twice, what's your thought on Kane? Are you potentially going to bring him? Because me personally, when I've seen him score twice,
I'm going to do 1 transfer this game week.
Okay.
And read into that what you will.
Well, we all know next week it's Liverpool versus City. Straight away, again, these are all live thoughts coming out as it stands. And at the moment, I'm thinking of Captain Salah just because of his recent history against Manchester City.
See how he does.
If I had Harry Kane, I would. There's no question he'd be my captain next week.
I just want to interject and say that Antonio Rudiger is actually set to start this afternoon. There was an injury doubt with him, but he is set to start in the team news. There's no surprises actually with the team news, pretty much as you would expect. Pedro isn't starting. Willian is starting, so it's a bit of a disappointment for Pedro owners if there are still any out there. we know you guys are probably. We feel your pain. I certainly have experienced that in myself. So in terms of Liverpool, usual front three: Firmino, Mane, Salah. So
the key for Liverpool is Van Dijk is back. Yeah. There's a bit of an injury concern. He's back for this game, and that usually tightens up the defence. And I mean, we went for our predictions. I've got them here, and at the moment, the history got 2 games bang on. It came closest actually as a United fan. We don't need to go into major detail, but I looked at my phone, 3-1. What? I mean,
I was watching it on BT Sport. I got to the 53rd minute and I turned it off and I went for a walk with my daughter. And we had a nice little walk around the block, took in some sunshine and forgot about football for about half an hour, preparing for the 3:00 kickoffs. I'm really like, it's got to a point now where just don't enjoy watching United play. They're not playing as a team. They're playing like a bunch of individuals, and a bunch of individuals that are. I mean, Mourinho touched on attitude, and there's definitely an attitude with the United players at the moment. West Ham, amazing. They played really well. They made United look awful, and Paul Pogba, being subbed. I mean, I was a bit surprised with Mourinho's formation and choice of midfielders in the game. I reckon there's some serious issues going on in the dressing room. It's not just a case of players being out of form. This is certainly something to do with players. They say that the term "losing the dressing room." Has it got to the point where Mourinho's lost the dressing room? I think a lot of people out there are going to be saying it's time for him to go. I can't believe it. Like, it just doesn't seem to. I can't see an end to it. I can't see it getting any better.
I mean, it was funny because, like I said, I'm one of these people that the only team that I genuinely just obviously follow is Burnley, and I can comment on them. I can't comment on most of, if any of the other Premier League teams. I just see it from a fantasy perspective. And, of course, who got the assist? Luke Shaw. And thankfully,
corner. Yeah.
But
good
the thing is,
Rashford, though.
Yeah, and Luke Shaw, for me, is a player which he's one of 2 which I'm seriously considering getting in for Mendy. Lukaku has failed his test. Surprise, surprise, Lacazette, I see, got an assist today. More points that could have been, for me, if I'd have stuck with my guns and gone with a 3-5-2. I've got to say, Jason, for me, when I did my mini Instagram post earlier on, and that kind of links me into, we do have a Torbay Elite Instagram page. If anybody is on Instagram and wants to follow that,
in the description.
It's quite simply at Torbay Elite, and it just has basically clips of the podcast. We occasionally put up our teams ahead of schedule. I mean, myself today, so going back on what I was saying, I had the biggest headache selecting a team personally for this game week ahead, and so far I feel okay. It just seems.
Is Mane going to come back and haunt you?
I don't know. I
honestly.
Well, Mora was part of my plans to get gone, and Mane is obviously somebody that is to be get gone.
Yeah.
Now, if, for example, if Mane gets a minimum of a goal, just a goal tonight, then there's a case, and Salah does nothing. So it's a case of what those two do together. My plans are going to kind of be a case of, instead of me getting Salah, it's a case of, do I get in Kane?
Yeah.
But really, everything holds onto this game, and then it's a case of getting through the Champions League games without no injuries, and then it's a case of, right, I know who to buy. It's a question of which of Salah and Kane I'm going to get. And yeah, I personally, I don't think Mane's going to do anything. I said to Dan, if he couldn't do anything against a Chelsea second string, he ain't going to do anything. Well, I'd like to think he's not going to do anything against their full team.
I just want to have a shout out to Lee Phillips in the league. Lee Phillips is currently sitting at 18th place on 360 points, and he's had a whopper of a game week so far with 67 points pre-Baps. He's got Rui Patricio. He's got Doherty with Baps to come. Trippier, Walker, captain choice of Sterling. This is the Maverick move that you need. Like, anyone watching this that's, you know, mid-table in their mini-league, like, it's all very well looking on fantasy football sites, looking at the templates, but if you want to shoot yourself up from a mid-table to a top table position, you top 4, this is a great example. He's gone Maverick. He's gone captain on Sterling. It's paid off massively. He's still got Wilson to play and Hazard to play, but 67 points. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Well done to Lee Phillips on that one.
Extraordinary score. I mean, it's funny because I always look at, give or take, what the point score is now, what the points usually is after a big game week. So this is a big game week, meaning that a minimum of 7 to 8 teams, in this case today, 8 teams are playing. And I look at the general average score and I just think to myself, well, if all the big teams have played today, then really I don't think there's going to be much more points added after. So I reckon we're looking at just based on Lee's team there, we're probably looking at about a 60-point week average score, I would say. And me and you are way behind that at the moment, along with Ben and certainly Connor. I
wouldn't say that the average is going to be 60.
No,
not going by. I would say it's going to be between. I would hazard a guess at 45.
Well, I should have clarified is that players like Lee, you said that he's only got Wilson left to play.
Wilson and Hazard, I believe he had left to play.
He's got 2 players left. So what I always base on is the fact that the majority of his team has already played. He's already got 67 points, albeit with an incredible captain choice in Sterling. And I just think, well,
probably another 10 Baps to come on top.
Yeah, I generally do think we're looking at a pretty decent game week, although just an extraordinary day of just clean sheets.
But also think that there's also a lot of people that have still got players to play, so it's hard to gauge the average. But certainly, if I can get up to that 60-point mark, I'll be very happy this game week. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to bank on either Salah or Hazard doing something, which is going to be Salah will be a bit of a differential for me. But the main 2 are going to be the Wilson Fraser, mainly Fraser, because I decided to stick with him after a disappointing week last week.
Well, the main news to come out today, everybody, is that Jason's still top of the league. There's only been an extra 2 points caught up on Jason today. I've really enjoyed that. I thought that was quite a good. I'm
going to go watch the Liverpool-Chelsea game now. So we'll see you next week to discuss the results.
Oh, I did. That's what I wanted to say. Just to let everybody know that the 3 of us, so Dan is obviously not here. He doesn't want to know any of the football results. That's his. We respect that decision. And the 3 of us, though, had a conference call regarding the podcast, and we've decided to do 2 podcasts a week. But that doesn't mean that we're going to be doing 2 one-hour-long podcasts per episode.
We'll discuss it. We'll probably just on Thursday's podcast or Wednesday, wherever it is, we'll just do a section at the beginning, just telling you guys what's happening. But essentially what Steve-O said is we're going to split up the podcast from the Torbay Elite League and the general FPL discussions that we do. But we will elaborate on that on Wednesday or Thursday next week, whenever the...
Absolutely. Brilliant.
Right, guys. Thanks, Steve. Nice chatting.
Welcome, Jason. Nice one. Thank you.